What's up, Cowboys fans? Welcome back to Overrun Titled, your one-stop shop for everything Dallas Cowboys. If you're excited about the possibility of Ben Johnson joining the Cowboys and finally helping us break through to Super Bowl glory, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss breaking news about America's Cordivores. Today, we're exploring Ben Johnson's incredible rise as an offensive coordinator, how he could fit with the Cowboys roster, and what this move would mean for the rest of the NFL. Let's dive in. The Dallas Cowboys are one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, a team synonymous with success, glamour, and high expectations. But for the last few decades, those lofty expectations have often been met with frustration as the team has struggled to replicate the championship glory of the 1990s. Now, in the midst of another season where the Cowboys look strong but far from invincible, the conversation is shifting toward what changes might be needed to finally get this team back to the Super Bowl. One name that keeps coming up in coaching circles is Ben Johnson, the offensive mastermind behind the Detroit Lions' resurgence. Johnson has emerged as one of the most sought-after coaching candidates in the NFL, and his rise could have massive implications for the Cowboys. Ben Johnson's journey to the top of the coaching world is nothing short of remarkable. He's not a former NFL superstar or a high-profile hire who came into the league with a ton of fanfare. Instead, Johnson worked his way up through the coaching ranks, relying on his intelligence, creativity, and an uncanny ability to maximize the talents of the players around him. His story begins with humble beginnings as a walk-on quarterback at North Carolina, where his understanding of the game began to develop in ways that would later shape his coaching philosophy. After his playing days, he transitioned into coaching, first as a graduate assistant and later working his way through NFL coaching staffs, including a notable stint with the Miami Dolphins. But it's in Detroit where Johnson's star truly began to rise. Promoted to offensive coordinator in 2022, Johnson wasted no time making an impact. The Detroit Lions, a team that had long been synonymous with mediocrity, suddenly became one of the most exciting offenses in the NFL. Johnson took a roster that many analysts considered average and turned it into a unit that could go toe-to-toe with the league's best. Jared Goff, a quarterback who had been written off by many after his struggles in Los Angeles, experienced a career renaissance under Johnson's guidance. The Lions' offense became a showcase of creativity, featuring everything from innovative formations to perfectly timed play-action passes that kept defenses guessing. What sets Ben Johnson apart as a coach is his ability to adapt his schemes to fit the strengths of his players. He's not the type of coach who imposes a rigid system and expects everyone to conform. Instead, he tailors his game plans to highlight what his roster does best. In Detroit, that meant leveraging Goff's accuracy and quick decision-making, pairing it with a dynamic running game and an arsenal of pre-snap motion and misdirection. The result was an offense that ranked near the top of the league in efficiency and explosive plays. Johnson's work hasn't just been effective, it's been transformative, turning Detroit into a legitimate playoff contender. The Dallas Cowboys, meanwhile, have been searching for that kind of transformational leadership. Mike McCarthy has been at the helm since 2020, and while he's guided the team to back-to-back playoff appearances, there's a sense among fans and analysts that the Cowboys haven't quite reached their full potential under his leadership. The offense, in particular, has faced criticism for being too predictable and failing to deliver in high-pressure situations. For a franchise with Super Bowl aspirations, anything short of a championship is seen as falling short, and that's where Ben Johnson enters the conversation. Johnson's offensive philosophy would be a perfect fit for the Cowboys roster. Dak Prescott, the team's franchise quarterback, has all the tools to succeed in a dynamic system like Johnson's. Prescott's combination of arm strength, mobility, and football IQ makes him an ideal candidate to thrive in an offense that emphasizes creativity and adaptability. Under Johnson's guidance, Prescott could reach new heights, silencing critics and proving that he's capable of leading the Cowboys to a championship. But Johnson's potential impact goes beyond just Prescott. The Cowboys roster is loaded with offensive talent, starting with CeeDee Lamb, one of the league's most talented and versatile wide receivers. Lamb has already proven that he can be a game changer, but in Johnson's system, he could become even more dangerous. Johnson's ability to scheme open receivers and create mismatches would allow Lamb to dominate both in the slot and on the outside. Meanwhile, Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup would also benefit from Johnson's play calling. Cook's speed and veteran savvy make him an ideal deep threat, while Gallup's physicality and ability to win contested catches could make him a go-to target in the red zone. The Cowboys' running game would also see a boost under Johnson. Tony Pollard, one of the most explosive running backs in the league, would thrive in a system designed to get him into space. Johnson's use of pre-snap motion and misdirection would create wider running lanes and give Pollard more opportunities to break big plays. Even backup running backs like Rico Dowdle could find success in an offense that prioritized creativity and efficiency. The offensive line, anchored by stars like Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, would provide the foundation for Johnson's schemes, giving Prescott time to throw and Pollard room to run. Defensively, the Cowboys are already one of the best units in the league, thanks to stars like Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. But a more explosive offense would only make the defense better. By scoring more points and controlling the clock, the Cowboys could put opposing teams in situations where they're forced to play from behind. This would allow Parsons and the rest of the pass rush to unleash their full arsenal, creating turnovers and putting even more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. It's a complementary approach that could turn the Cowboys into one of the most complete teams in the NFL. Of course, the idea of bringing in Ben Johnson raises questions about the future of the Cowboys' current coaching staff. Mike McCarthy has done a solid job during his tenure, but there's a sense that the team has hit its ceiling under his leadership. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys' owner and general manager, has never been one to settle for mediocrity. At 81 years old, Jones is determined to see his team win another Super Bowl. And he's shown time and again that he's willing to make bold moves to achieve that goal. If the Cowboys fall short in the playoffs again this season, it's not hard to imagine Jones making a change at head coach. The competition for Ben Johnson's services will be fierce. He's not just a candidate for the Cowboys, he's one of the most sought-after names in coaching circles. Teams like the Carolina Panthers, Washington Commanders, and Los Angeles Chargers are also reportedly interested in hiring Johnson, creating a potential bidding war for his services. For Johnson, the Cowboys represent an ideal opportunity. Coaching America's team comes with unparalleled visibility and resources, as well as the chance to work with one of the most talented rosters in the league. However, the pressure is equally intense. The expectations in Dallas are sky high, and the media scrutiny is relentless. For Johnson, this would be a chance to prove himself on the biggest stage, but it would also be the challenge of a lifetime. For Cowboys fans, the idea of Ben Johnson as head coach is both exciting and nerve-wracking. On the one hand, his offensive genius could be exactly what the team needs to get over the hump and win a championship. On the other hand, Johnson is relatively young and unproven as a head coach, which means there's always some risk involved. But for a franchise that hasn't won a Super Bowl since the 1990s, taking a chance on a coach like Johnson might be worth it. As the coaching carousel begins to spin, one thing is clear. Ben Johnson is the hottest name in the NFL right now, and his future will have a ripple effect across the league. Whether he ends up in Dallas or somewhere else, his rise is a testament to the power of creativity, adaptability, and vision in the modern NFL. For the Cowboys, the question is simple. Is Johnson the man to finally bring another Lombardi trophy to Dallas? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, Cowboys Nation will be watching closely. Alright, Cowboys fans, that's everything you need to know about Ben Johnson and his potential as the next head coach of America's team. What do you think? Is he the right guy to lead the Cowboys to Super Bowl glory? Or should the team stick with Mike McCarthy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Dalbell's Club, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on your Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. This could be our year.